So, if you're broke in Blacklisted Online, it's not because the game is pay to win, well, kinda is. It's because you're ignoring a lot of systems. Today I'm breaking down how you realistically can make between 8 and 12 billion silver per day without having insane gear or anything absolutely crazy. Income from gathering, PvP, weekly content and passive system. No enchantment gambling, no crazy RNG carry numbers, just structured income. So if your bank looks like this, then let's go. So first things first, AFK fishing, right? Well, you can make at least 1 billion overnight, even with bad mastery, to be honest. Especially with the new event around right now. Just fish in Delia. Don't look for the new golden opportunity. Just go fish here. You'll make around 1 billion. If you have like crazy fishing gear and you had the other pay to win pin backpack and you have cron rods and whatnot, yeah, sure, you can make way more. But consider around 12 hours of AFK. If you don't want to do that, then just skip fishing altogether. It's all good, right? So next thing I wanted to talk about is gathering. If you have like in the beginning you don't have much energy, but it's cool, right? Even if you just have 100 or 200 or 300 energy, I just went here to gather. As you can see, my gathering is out, and I checked what 150 energy would average out on, and I got 200 of those. So you see that's like 40 sharps, right? So with decent energy, you should be able to get at least 100, and if you have crazy energy, you should be able to get up to like 200. And sharps at the moment is over 5 million a piece, right? So you can just calculate that just the sharps alone is like 1 billion right there. And if you do it with like energy pods and whatnot, plus all the byproducts that you get, and actually the things that you do gather, will also give you money. So I would say somewhere between 1.5 to 2.5 billion for more chill people, depending on how new you are to it. And if you're like super sweaty, you could make like 4, 5, 6 billion even, I believe. If you don't know where to gather as a beginner, I just recommend just go Forest of Seclusion, right here, and flute collect. Or go to Pilgrim's Haven and do mining for rough stones, right? Because they are the product here sells pretty good and it's decent money. So yeah, you don't have to do anything crazy with this. Which brings me to the next subject, which is Imperial cooking, right? So if you don't have any cooking level, what you want to do to begin with is that you want to start cook like beer or grilled bird meat or something pickled vegetables, or I forgot what's like that vinegar thing. There are many things. Just hook up power leveling cooking, but I recommend that you just power level with something cheap that also benefits you in the long run, or something people need so you can just sell them. But just Imperial cooking alone, once you power leveled, is around like, I think it's like 200 mil, and if you leave a character AFK there with like fully buffed up mastery and everything, then you can get like 3 to 500 million even, right? So, which brings me to the next subject, which is your worker empire. Worker empires alone, I've seen people that get over 1 billion a day on worker empires. At the moment I get like 500-600 million on my worker empire, but I haven't re-rolled all my workers. It's pretty interesting. Like you can do so many things, right? With the workers. Let me see if I can just find a worker here that is not doing anything. So, right, you can change skills on them. And you can give them nicknames and stuff, and depending on what node they work on, yeah, they will need different skills, right? If it's a workshop, you want specific skill for that workshop, or you just want movement speed for I think it's called Thrifty or something. Yeah, just any kind of movement speed is really good. other times, like for example, if you put workers on farms, you usually want giants because giants work really slow, right? So they will last longer on there. So speed don't matter on the farms, for example. So there are some exceptions, but you should go look up a proper worker empire guide. Yeah, definitely. So brings me pretty much to the last thing that you can do daily, which is your Agris. You have your Agris up here. In my opinion, you have two options. Try and deplete it as much as you can every day, because you don't want it to sit capped, because it's actually a valuable resource. Same as your energy is also a valuable resource. It's something you want to spend. And also it's cool to have to do different things. You have two options, like I said. Option 1, turn it on when you're doing the gathering and then just leave it at that. Or option 2, go and grind. Depending on the spot and the gear, but if you are fresh out of season, you can make like 1 billion with Agris on the lower end stuff. And on the higher end stuff, like yeah, we are looking between 3 to 5 billion an hour, right? With Agris on. So, and then anything between those two numbers, right? And this is also on a daily basis. So instead of sitting there, I need to grind 8 hours, no, just grind 1 hour. And if you don't feel like grinding, then do it with your gathering. It's all good, you know. Just fuck that shit, right? The next thing I wanted to talk about is there's a lot of like small currency managements, and there's a lot of like small cool stuff, right? So if you're bored, for example, or you don't have gear, you can also go Arena of Solaire. Like for example, you can get 3 of these. Right here is already like, well, it's like 200-300 mil in one of those boxes, so that's 1 bill a week as well. There's like 90 mil here, there's like 75, like all of these things adds up. I know it's not a lot, it's not something you should aim for, but if you are bored and you feel like, oh, I want to do some PvP where we have balanced gear or whatever, definitely a viable option. Like all of these things sell, so you can definitely use these. Okay. Next thing is there are node wars every day, and you can do them with pretty much the gear you get from out of season. So if you find a guild that want to do node war, more often than not, a lot of node wars requires you to put some money into them because you want elixirs and buffs and all these things. But if you find a decent one, it's usually profit. Like it's usually like 500 mil or 1 bill or 1.5 bill every day, if you find a guild that wants to do that. So if you're into that, that's also another option to not have to just sit there and grind all the time. And like I said, just like try all these small things and see what you like, right? The next thing is make sure you have a guild. Guild bosses every week. At the moment, after they got buffed, I'm making like 5 billion on just like the guild bosses. It's pretty crazy. And then you have the Black Shrine, which often gets me around, I don't know, I'll be a bit negative, so around 10 to 15 bill, but I've gotten closer to 20 bill a few times as well. So if you average, and then also you have Pit of the Undying, which is also like a weekly thing. If I average all of that out and just play the game, like it might seem like a lot of micromanagement, but it's really not. It's just like AFK fishing, go gather, do whatever you find fun within what I just told you, because that is pretty much the content of the game. So and then do it correctly, and you will make money. I would promise you, if you do all these things that I just told you about and you skip PvP, you will definitely make around 10 billion a day. Promise, 100%. Once you have decent gear and decent mastery for your life skills, you will make around 10 billion a day, right? And you could probably make upwards of like 15 or 20 billion a day on the average, without having to grind 8 hours or doing some fucking insane shit, right? So yeah. So my final message about this is the game rewards systems, like it does reward you for grinding 10 hours straight, because you can just grind straight hours straight, right? And then you will have 25 bill or even more. But I rather just stack some AFK income, use some energy, gather, watch some anime or TV, or listen to a podcast, do my weekly content, maybe do a bit of PvP with some friends, you know, have a passive worker empire. And I see that most people, they don't do these things, right? They're like, you know, they're constantly poor, or, you know, so if you want the full worker empire guide or gathering mastery optimization, or, you know, like anything at all, hit me up in the comment sections below and let's stop being poor together. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one.